Section 6, Video 3. In this video, we will review high availability from VMware. High availability is a reactive concept. VMware can leverage multiple ESXi hosts in a cluster to provide the ability to recover from hardware failures. HA can protect against a server failure by restarting virtual machines on other hosts within a cluster. HA can also protect against application failure as it can continuously monitor virtual machines. Workloads are automatically protected by vSphere HA without any special software. And HA combined with DRS, reactive and preemptive, can protect against failures and as well as provide load balancing across hosts in a cluster. High availability concepts include protecting against ESXi host hardware failures, protecting against data store accessibility issues, protects against application failures, and protects virtual machines against network isolation. High availability requirements require all hosts to be licensed for HA, a minimum of 3 hosts in a cluster. Host needs to be configured with static IP addresses as opposed to DHCP. And best practice is to have a minimum of 2 management networks among all hosts in order to provide resiliency against failure. Cluster settings for HA. In the web client interface, you can select the cluster and turn on HA as shown in the picture here. Enabling host monitoring allows HA to monitor ESXi hosts and be able to recover from hardware failure. Admission control, when enabled, allows HA to ensure enough resources are available to power on VMs. VM monitors can be selected from the drop-down list. Here it is showing disabled. In the drop-down list, we can select to enable virtual machine monitoring. That will allow HA to keep tabs on the virtual machine and be able to restart it in the event the virtual machine stops responding. HA also uses the concept of data store heartbeating and ensures that it can make the right decision when choosing between hardware failure and network isolation or network partition. High availability components include FDM or Fault Domain Manager, which communicates host resource information and VM states between ESXi hosts. FDM also handles heartbeat mechanisms, placement of hosts, and logging. Hostd agent installed as part of the ESXi installation is responsible for powering on VMs. In the event of a host failure, FDM and hostd are communicating with each other as well as vCenter server to ensure HA performs efficiently. Finally, HA is not possible without vCenter server, as vCenter server is responsible for overall management of a virtual infrastructure. Once configured with vCenter, HA can take care of any failures even if virtual center server is down. HA also includes the concept of master and slave. All active hosts in a cluster can participate in an election to choose the master host. In fact, any host can become master. However, a host with more data store connections gets an advantage during the election. While only one master host can exist per cluster and all other hosts automatically become slave hosts, in the event of a master host failing, a new election is held to select a new master. The master host has a number of responsibilities, including monitoring slave state. If a slave host fails, the master host has to identify which virtual machines to be restarted. Monitoring the power state of all protected virtual machines. Managing the list of cluster hosts and protected virtual machines, as well as acting as the point of contact for virtual center management interface to the cluster and reporting cluster health. To summarize, we looked at a high-level review of high availability concepts, high availability configuration in the web client, and management with virtual center. In the next video, video 4, we will review fault tolerance as well as more details around high availability. Thank you for watching.